Now that you learned about headers in the last video, what about params, query params? We do have one here. We append the auth query parameter, and this is something we do right in the URL. Nothing wrong with that. It works as you saw. But if you don't want to make your URL that long and you don't want to hard encode all your query params in there and chain your strings and combine them with variables like we do, there's a more convenient way of setting query params. You can set the params object in this configuration object you're passing as a third, or in the case of get, second argument. So here, params takes a new HTTP params object. Just like HTTP headers, this has to be imported from @Angular common HTTP. Now, you have to instantiate it, and then it works pretty much like headers. You can set and append parameters. Set overrides all existing query params and sets the one you're passing here. Append simply adds to existing ones. You can also delete them, get the ones you already configured, and so on. So here I want to set them, and again we have two arguments here. The first one is the key. In this case it would be auth, so let's copy auth in there. And the second one is the value. In this case it's token, so let's add token. This now gives us the chance of removing all this part, including the question mark, and simply having the URL here. We'll still add the query params, but we'll do it through this configuration, which is a bit cleaner. Let's save this and see if it works. We should still be able to save values to Firebase without any issues, since this should append the token dynamically. So let's go back to the application and quickly log in, which gives us this token. And let's now call save, and we shouldn't see any error. So let's click save. This looks good. We'll get back to the response, which just confirms what we saved. No errors were thrown, so hence this worked. And this is a typical use case or a typical thing where you can make your URL shorter and just have the key, the endpoint you're targeting in there, and add all the parameters you might want to pass, query parameters, through this params configuration here. And of course you can do the same for the GET request to get rid of the auth part in your URL there too.